All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to more Drama. Um, I am not intending for this to become a regular thing, but the last Drama I spoke about, I am indirectly related to because I am, or at one point, was a critter. With how that term has changed as far as what it means. I'm not sure if I officially would consider myself a critter anymore, but I do support the people that make Critical Role. And so there was drama about that. Excuse me for 1 second. I need water. So the thing I'm going to talk about today, which is the Twitch drama, is something that affects me directly, not just because I stream D&D games onto the Twitch that almost nobody watches on Twitch. I think I actually have a larger audience for my to the Twitch streams on my YouTube channel than I do on my Twitch channel. But I hope to someday be able to do the things necessary to make that a bigger audience. The reason I don't have a big audience on Twitch is my fault. 100%. This is not me blaming anyone else. I have not put the time nor effort in to my Twitch channel to get a following. So I'm not bitter about that. But um, for those of you that don't know, Wednesday nights I run D&D games on my Twitch channel. I've been doing it for like 5 or 6 years now. So I've been doing it a long time. Um, this Wednesday is the 25th of August, but next Wednesday is the 1st of September. And if you're not big on Twitter, which a lot of people go, everyone's a Twitter. No, they're not actually. The vast majority of people in the U.S. actually aren't on Twitter. Um, Something like 80% of people, or upwards of 80% of people, don't actually have a Twitter account. And really fun fact, it's something like 10%. What is it? I can't remember the exact number. It was something like 10% of Twitter users make 90% of the tweets. So if something gets big on Twitter, I did the math once and it turned out to 1 point something. You're actually, if something is really, really big on Twitter and like everyone on Twitter is talking about it, that means more likely than not, you're hearing the opinions of around 1% of the population of the US. That's it. So there are quite a few people that are not on Twitter, and because this is not a whole Twitter thing, and this isn't even a whole to the Twitch thing, this is a small subsection of Twitch that has been using. It began as hashtag Twitch do better, and now it is. Let me see if I can find it again. I have to use the correct hashtag here. A day off Twitch is the hashtag that they're using for this. Um, September the 1st, Wednesday, this is September the 1st, is supposed to be a day off Twitch. And to give you the, 40,000 foot overview of it, the reason it's supposed to be the quote unquote a day off Twitch is there have been reportedly an increase in hate raids, which, if you're not familiar with how Twitch works, when you are ending your stream, you can do this thing called raiding, where what you do is you pick another streamer that's on, and anyone that is watching your channel will be shifted over to their channel. And raids are a big thing for Twitch. First of all, it's a really simple way to give someone a larger audience and to basically share audiences with people. It's a huge infection vector for getting new And I realize that may be a poor choice of words, but that's literally how getting new followers works, really. Is you get one person and they spread it to another and they spread it to another. And so by having this large influx of people that may not be your viewers but will relate you to the person that rated you, it's actually a really it's a really useful tool if you know how to use it correctly. That being said, like everything on the internet, people have found ways to use it very, very poorly. And by very, very poorly, I mean they will raid channels specifically and tell their followers specifically to say horrible, disgusting things and flood the person's chat with these horrible, disgusting things. And what's happening more and more often is it's not even actual real people that are doing this. What it is a channel will go live. They will fill up their channel with bot accounts, which are quite literally that. They are just little lines of code that have been taught to operate a Twitch account, which is not that difficult. People learned how to make Twitch chat play Pokemon. And that was a huge, huge thing. They actually beat not only Pokemon Red, but they went through, like, I think most of the series of the Twitch chat controlling the game just by typing stuff into chat. It was this huge thing. So creating a bot, basically some lines of code that will make an account do something is not difficult. There are tons of bots out there. I actually use a bot on my channel called Nightbot, and I use it for auto moderating and to give me commands that can happen in chat. So it's a very common thing. So some of these hate raids aren't even real people. What they do is someone is real in there somewhere, but they will send these loads of bots that spam the chat with the same message. Generally, this message will be a racial slur or some other slur or something like that that is meant to attack the streamer. And the community that's been getting hit by it hardest right now is from what I have read is streamers of color and the LGBTQ plus communities have been getting this really, really hard, reportedly. Now, the reason I keep saying reportedly is, and this is what is called anecdotal evidence. Anecdotal evidence cannot be used to form an opinion because anecdotal evidence is not random. And because it is not random, it is not a viable substitution for the entirety of a sample. This is how statistics works, is if you have a random sampling, the reason you take a random sampling is because a random sampling, despite the fact that it's not the entire sample, should be representative of a sample. An anecdotal piece of data is data that you personally have observed. And a lot of people will use anecdotal data to prove things that they want to prove, despite the fact that your experience is not the experience of everyone. So what I'm saying here is anecdotal. However, I will explain why I keep saying reportedly thus far. I have not seen any of these hate raids myself. None of my friends have observed them or anything like that. I am tangentially like 3 degrees of separation from someone who actually has experienced them. A person by the name, I was going to say gentleman, I'm actually not sure what their pronouns are, so I will just say a person by the name of Critical Bard. And Critical Bard is a friend of a friend. And they got one of these raids. And I don't believe they faked it. I have no reason to doubt them. And I have seen, as this conversation got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, I have seen pictures of 3 others. And I've heard people reference about maybe a dozen more. Which is a lot when you're talking about something this massive. Some of them describe like 400 bot raids. 400 people. And if you're wondering, well, how did they know it was 400? When you get raided, it'll actually tell you. You've just been raided by a party of 700 people. Generally, raids aren't that big, but they can be. So it's very, very easy for them to remember. Oh, I've just been. And most streamers will call it out. Oh, I've just been raided by blah blah with 700 people. That's really cool. Chat is destroyed. Ooh, I'll remember that in a number. It gets burned into your brain. So I have no doubt that these are really, really happening. However, I don't think it's the pandemic. I keep using Portugal. I don't think it is the emergency that people are claiming it is. I think, and by emergency, I don't think that it's getting more prevalent. I don't think it's happening more. I think it's getting noticed more because the people doing it are getting better at it. Specifically, they're learning to target better. Now, what does that matter? It still means it's getting worse. Well, yes, but that means you have to change how you deal with it. If something is happening more, there are different steps to take than if something is becoming more effective. You take very, very different steps to battle something that is simply smarter than you do to battle something that is simply larger. And I think that is the biggest issue that is causing problems with this. So that's the overview that was far too extreme, or not extreme, far too detailed for what I wanted it to be. But basically, these hate raids are happening. They seem to be targeting people of color and people of marginalized communities, which, to be blunt, yeah, it's how abuse works. I am a cisgender heterosexual white male. And I still belong to quite a few marginalized groups. I am overweight. I am technically still obese. I was morbidly obese. I have multiple mental health issues. I am disabled. Not only disabled in having a disability, but I am legally disabled, 100% permanent and total, by and as decided by a court and the United States government. So I am part of the disabled community. I am part of the mental health community. And I'm still in these groups of minority groups, and I have been attacked personally for being fat most of my life. I've been attacked for having mental illnesses in my adult life. When I was a kid, I didn't know I had them, which I guess means I was attacked for them, because the things that I found out later were symptoms of my anxiety and other issues that I had. And my abuse in that. I was attacked for them by bullies. I just didn't realize they were attacking me for having a mental illness, and they probably didn't either. So in general, if you hear that a group is being singled out, or people are getting abused, they're getting abused because they're part of a minority group. That's how abuse works. It sucks, and it shouldn't, but that's just how abusers go. They look for people... they look for a way to single you out and then will attack you for that way. So it doesn't surprise me that these groups are getting attacked. That's how abuse works. However, the people have been getting smarter and attacking bigger groups. They apparently did this while someone was on the Twitch front page, which, if you're not aware of what that is, when you go to www.twitch.tv, it will take you to the Twitch homepage, and it has a bunch of streamers that stream live on the homepage. So anyone that goes to Twitch itself, that goes to the homepage, will see these people streaming. And it generally has like half a dozen that you'll see, like a box here, and then you'll see another one here and another one here, and you can kind of rotate through them and pick one that you like. Being on the front page is a really, really big deal. It will increase the number of viewers you have tenfold, 100-fold, sometimes 1,000-fold. It is a really, really big deal. Twitch people at Twitch actually watch people on the front page. So the fact that this happened to someone while they were on the front page is a big deal, because that's kind of like robbing a store while the cops are in it. Like, it takes balls to do, and you have to really know what you're doing. So yes, in that idea, this is getting worse because the people that are doing it are getting better, which again also doesn't surprise me, because that's how repeated attempts at doing something works. The more people do things, the better they're going to get at doing it. Does this mean that nothing should be done about this, or there's nothing that can be done? Absolutely not. I believe there's a lot of things that could be done about this, none of which are being done by people that are using the Twitch Do Better hashtag, nor are they being suggested as part of the A Day Off Twitch movement. No, those are just massive wastes of time that are meant to be performances to show how pure you are. Now, do I believe absolutely everyone that's doing this is somehow performative? No. I think there are a lot of people that believe this is a way to make change. It isn't. It never has been. This isn't even the first time this has happened. I think this year. It might have been last year. My memory is really, really bad. So I might be... Sometimes my brain does this, where it mixes days and months and sometimes years, where I will think two things happen right next to each other that were years apart. It's a side effect of some of the meds they put me on years ago that they never should have, that should have killed me. Yeah. Anyway, nothing that they're suggesting is going to help a single person. And A Day Off Twitch doesn't work. They tried it before. It did nothing. I can't remember what the last one was. But the last one, I actually talked to my players and said, hey, this thing is happening and people are being attacked for not participating. There are people that were effectively getting together groups to hunt down people on the internet that were streaming on Twitch on this day that no one was supposed to stream. And so I told my D&D group, because it just happened to land on a night that I was streaming. I was supposed to stream. And I told my group, I'm like, listen, I don't 100% agree with what this is. And I sure as heck don't think that this is a good idea, because it's not going to work. But I am terrified that if I try to stream this, they're going to come after me. And my mental health is not in a place where I could survive that. And I will end up doing something very, very bad if people come after me. So I decided not to stream, and we just played my game that night, and I recorded it, and I posted it later. So recently, I can't remember if I said this yet, one of my players of the game that I would be running that night asked me I have a Discord channel specifically for my players so that they can all keep in touch and they can chit-chat and stuff. I like it. It's fun. They asked, hey, are we going to be participating in that? And I wasn't sure how I wanted to do, how I wanted to respond. And so this video is going to be my response to that. As far as, am I going to participate in A Day Off Twitch? No, I'm not. And here's why. A Day Off Twitch is based along the idea of a boycott. Boycotts are a method of a large group of people not purchasing a product or a service to make change, but by basically hitting them in the wallet, effectively just going, we're not going to buy this thing until you do this. Boycotts have done some really, really powerful things in history. They can be a very effective tool. What is happening here is not a boycott, because a boycott requires a significant amount of planning. It requires effectively a PR team to reach out. It requires outreach. You have to do more than post a tweet. You have to physically talk to people. Whether that's boycotts used to be you would call people on the phone, and you would physically talk to them and get them to make an actual verbal commitment. It was one of the things that you were taught if you're trying to do something like this is say, hey, can I get you to commit to not buying this product, or can I get you to commit to doing this? And physically getting them to say, yes, I will do this, or yes, I won't to do this in support of your cause. It didn't mean they were actually going to do it, but getting them to physically say those words increased the likelihood that they would actually do what you wanted them to do by a massive amount. So it was absolutely essential, if a boycott was going to work, that you called enough people or spoke physically to enough people so that you could actually have an impact. Nowadays, that has been replaced by hashtags and change.org petitions, both of which are worthless. Well, no, they're not, because this change.org... No. What this is going to do, first things first, the reason that this one is completely worthless is Twitch has already said they're going to make some changes. They haven't got into great details, mostly because it's a dumb idea to tell people how you're going to change things, security features that people have already circumvented. It's a massively stupid thing to do. And other people have pointed this out as well. If they're going to make massive changes to the platform in order to stop people from doing something like this, the changes need to happen before the people can prepare for them. So yeah, Twitter's already said, yeah, we're working on it. So if changes happened, A Day Off Twitter is going to claim, yes, we did it, when they didn't do anything. Because not enough people are going to participate. And Twitch is massive. I actually looked up numbers. You want to hear numbers? Where are my numbers? Twitch has 140 million unique monthly viewers. Twitch has 9.2 million monthly active streamers. Daily active users spend an average of 95 minutes on Twitch. So, per month, 140 million different people go to Twitch. There are 9.2 million streamers every single month. So, and that's active. That's not people with accounts that sometimes stream. This is active streams that are streaming every single month at least. Most of these people are streaming weekly, if not daily. I actually have the change.org petition, or at least one of them. This was the one I was linked to. I believe it's the largest. If someone can find a larger one, let me know. Currently, it has 14,480 signatures on it. This is why change.org petitions are worthless. Twitch has 140 million active users. Monthly active users. Or unique viewers, not active users. Unique viewers, 140 million. So let's take 14,480 divided by 140, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1.034285714285714 times 10 to the negative fourth. So, 10 to the negative 1th would be 10%. 10 to the negative 2 would be 1%. 10 to the negative 3 would be a tenth of a percent. 10 to the negative 4 is a 1/100th of 1%. So what this change.org petition does, and what most change.org petitions do, is they tell Twitch the vast majority of their user base doesn't care about this. I uh Hyper RPG channel I used to watch. I still have respect for a lot of people over there. The co-founder Zach. When they had this Power Rangers RPG show that was officially sponsored by Saban back when Saban owned the Power Rangers. It was the coolest thing ever. It is one of my favorite shows I've ever watched on Twitch. I watched almost every episode. I think there was like 2 or 3 in the middle that I missed. They had actual Power Rangers on there. They had Bulk. From if you watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the 2 like antagonists in it, who were comic relief more than anything, were Bulk and Skull. Bulk, Paul Schreier, was one of the Rangers. The blue Ninja Steel Ranger was another one of the Rangers. And then his brother, who was the blue Dino Charge Ranger, was their 6th Ranger. And then the other 3 Rangers were internet personalities. It was the most amazing thing ever. And it is officially canon. They showed up in the comic books. Like, they're real. It's super, super duper cool. At the end of season 1, a bunch of the fans went and got started a Change.org petition to see if they could get a season 2. And I don't actually remember the number that they got, but I signed it because I'm, yeah, I want this. And they told Zach about it. And there's actually a few different Change.org petitions. And I'm paraphrasing here from my memory. So if Zach says he didn't say this, trust him. But this is what I remember. Is he said something to the effect of, yeah, no, it's cool that you made that petition. Don't tell anyone. Definitely don't tell Saban. And everyone, and this was during a live chat, and everyone's like, well, why not? He's like, do you know how large the Power Rangers audience is? There are tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, of Power Rangers fans just in the U.S. And maybe larger than that. I actually don't know how large their market share is. If they get a petition that says, if it was a big petition and they got, 20,000 people, which they didn't. I think they got maybe a few thousand people to sign it. They got a few thousand people. What that tells them is, of their massive audience, this is something that's important to such an infinitesimally small number that it doesn't matter. And if they were on the fence about this idea, you have just convinced them, yeah, we don't need to worry about this in any way, shape, or form. This is a complete waste of time because no one in our user base, in our target market, whatever they're using, no one cares. Just these hyper fans that are going to be fans no matter what. And if we use them, we lose them, doesn't matter. We still have over 99.999% of our target market intact. So we may have been on the fence because, and here's something, a secret I will tell you. If you don't give them the numbers, they think everything is more big, a much bigger deal than it actually is. Working in retail, I can tell you, if a customer complained about something, they would go, oh my God, we have gotten 4 complaints from people in different parts of the world about this one thing. That must mean a massive part of our customer base does this, because most people don't do this, and most people do because they didn't really have numbers. All they had was a few very, very strongly worded reviews. If they actually went out and did a survey to find out all this stuff, and sometimes they did, they'd find out nobody cared. And as soon as they have real numbers, they will go, oh, nobody cares. We don't have to do anything. And that's what this Change.org petition is telling Twitch. Nobody cares. Signing a Change.org petition is massively simple. I believe the only thing you need is a name and an email address. I believe that's all you need to sign it. So the bar to entry is massively low. And if you couldn't get 1%, just 1%, which again, for Twitch streamers, let's use the smaller to the target. For just Twitch streamers would be 900,000. Actually, 920,000. If you can't get 1%, you are literally telling them, don't do anything about this. Nobody cares. It's not a big deal. Well, yeah, but there's a lot more people who care. No, you have just given them a number that says nobody cares. Because this is massively easy. It is super easy to spread. Hashtags catch on like wildfire. Twitter is the most important thing in the entire world. And you have just told them, with all the outreach and with people that were on the front page of Twitch having this happen, nobody cares. Shut your books. Let's go work on something else. Nobody cares about this. So the next time you have a brilliant idea to make a change.org petition, don't do it. Because if you want a change.org petition to be a success, what you need to do is you need to treat it like a real petition. You don't use hashtags. Hashtag save the fluffy farm. Hashtag all people are the greatest. Hashtag you're stupid. None of these hashtags mean a damn thing. Because again, while the people in power will use Twitter to claim that a lot of people agree with them, Twitter knows that most of the stuff that gets trended onto the Twitter is by a tiny part of their actual user groups. The actual users. So they know if something is big onto the Twitch, they can ignore it because it's such a tiny minority of people that actually could care about it. But they can hype it up when it's useful for them and then just forget it when they don't, because they know what the real numbers are. And that's what a change.org petition does. It gives them real numbers that will allow them to ignore you. A day off Twitch ain't gonna work because it's not a boycott, it's a fashion statement. And I've actually looked into, because Twitch Do Better, here's a great tip for you. If you want to make change, Do Better is not a way to do it. That is about as useful as Get Good. It literally does nothing except going, what Do Better does or Get Good does is it tells the person you're telling this platitude to, I am not intelligent enough to know what it is you're doing that I don't like, but I'm going to blame you for it without any evidence. So please ignore me. I'm ignorant and stupid. That's what Do Better, Get Good does. And that's the reason why Get Good has become a joke. Because anyone that literally says, we just need to get good, all they're saying is, I'm too stupid to understand what it is that you need to change to do it, and I'm blaming you for my anger. I am stupid and I am ignorant. That's what Twitch Do Better is telling Twitch. I am stupid and I am ignorant. Now, Twitch Do Better does actually have suggestions or demands, I guess would be the better way to address this. They have demands. None of them are worth anything. And I'm actually going to go through them here to tell you why this is a waste of time. Introduce additional authentication processes when creating accounts. What additional authentication processes? What are they going to do? What specifically are they going to do? Well, just more. What more? Have you tried creating a Twitch account? It's actually not that difficult. You need an email address, and I think that's about it, which is how all of these things work. You need an email address and a password. And then if you want to do more stuff like that, you might have to add a credit card or things like that. But for the most part, it's pretty simple. Now, they do have things like, catch whatever that is. Things to prove you're not a robot. Guess what? The robots got around it. Well, they need better. Better. What better? What exactly do you mean? If your criticism is do this better, you're saying I'm too stupid to know how to do this, how to give you advice that would actually make it do it, and I'm blaming you for my ignorance. I'm stupid and ignorant. Log people's IP addresses to ensure they aren't creating numerous accounts for follow-up-botting. Okay. Do you know how to fake your IP address? Because I know how to fake my IP address. So does anyone that has watched a YouTube video in the past 4 years since VPNs have gotten big. Maybe 6 years. I don't know. Super easy. Faking IP addresses has been around since the 90s. Logging IP addresses has never worked. Logging IP addresses for professional gaming tournaments doesn't work. People have spoofed IP addresses in big things with a lot less user base and a lot more security. Log people's IP addresses is a waste of time. That's basically like saying, well, whenever anyone makes an account, make them create a unique username, so they can't just, add a number to it. Okay. Do you know how many different combinations of letters and numbers there are when you don't limit the number of characters you can have? Let's go in the quadrillions, quintillions. The number, technically, it's infinite if there's no limitation. I believe there is a limitation to character size for your Twitch name. But no, log people's IP addresses doesn't work. Super easy to get around that for someone like me. And I don't know how to hack. I can't hack. I have a hard time understanding what a DDoS attack is. And I used to fix computers for a living, folks. So if I know how to do it, and I can't think straight 90% of the time, you can be pretty sure that the people that have spent hours and days and weeks and months and some of them years of their lives doing this are going to be able to get around that super quick. Allow streamers to customize criteria on how long a follower's account has been created in order to follow. No, that won't work. First things first, this has been going on for a long time. So, a lot of these bots have existed for a while, and all that would do is delay it for a little bit. Because what they would do is they would just create bots today. As soon as they're told that this is what's happening, they would create 100, 1,000, however many they want, just to mature that they're there. And guess what? That's not a new thing either. People that create fake identities and things like that, like real black market stuff, have been doing that for at least a century now, where they will literally create fake people and allow them to live for years as papers. So that when somebody buys a fake identity, the identity has existed. It didn't just pop up one day. So no, that won't work at all. It is a complete utter waste of time, and it shows that you don't have any idea how easy it is to change that, and you've put very little thought. However, they have a sub-point under that, which is even better. This is my favorite thing. Implement customizable terms of following for streamers to put before a person follows a streamer. This is based on the mistaken idea that terms of service mean anything. It has been shown in court many times. Terms of service mean shit. Because you cannot willingly sign your rights away. Now, does that mean terms of service aren't really useful? No, they're actually extremely useful, and when they're used the correct way, they can save a company. To just show you how stupid people think terms of service are and how immutable they are, Patreon, after they started doing stupid shit, decided to change their terms of service because people started suing them, and their terms of service required arbitration. Now, companies generally require arbitration so that they never have to go to court, and they can just pay an arbitrator to always favor them. That's not how they will pitch it. They will say it's an impartial No, they pay this person, and then for some bizarre reason, arbitration always follows, always favors the people that wrote the contract. It's the weirdest thing. However, because it was in their terms of service, they had to uh, actually pay an arbitrator for every one of these. And so what happened was hundreds, I think thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of lawsuits all happened at the same time. And they said, we're going to sue you. They go, well, you can't sue us. You can't do a class action or anything like that because class actions can be super bad. They go, we're not class actioning. They're like, 1,000 people can't sue us. Yes, we can. And you have to arbitrate all of it. Arbitrators are not cheap. So what it was looking like was they were going to have to pay, and it may not have been Patreon. It might have been another company, but a few people started doing it to Patreon. I know it happened at least a couple times. And another company was getting bankrupted by this. So Patreon went and they changed their terms of service, saying no arbitration. We don't do arbitration anymore. And then they tried to use that in court, saying, we said no arbitration. And the court said, no, your terms of service before said it. You're doing this because you think by just changing a couple words, you suddenly change how the law works. Don't work that way. You're going to have to deal with the can of worms you created by doing this stupid shit. So people think that terms of service can do this amazing thing, like contracts can make you give up your rights. They can't. It is at least in U.S. law, you cannot sign away your rights. It was something I had to teach my employees. If we were being a manager, we always had to worry about hours, and employees always wanted more hours, and the higher ups always wanted less hours. And every so often, we would have employees that would go, "Hey, I'll do some work off the clock because you guys really need some help, and you're really, these were really crazy employees that all got promoted for the most part. But this is not saying work off the clock to get promoted. It's a really great way to get your business closed. What I would tell them is, you can't. They go, no, I'm voluntarily doing this. No, it's illegal. I will write down and say, doesn't matter what you write, what you sign. I could put in your contract that you have to work 79 hours a week, and I'm only going to pay you for 2. That is illegal, no matter if you agreed to it or not. Terms of service don't mean jack when the law is concerned. If they're doing something illegal, your terms of service aren't going to matter. And terms of following is more worthless because it doesn't even have the power of a legal contract. Terms of service, when you use a service, has the backing of the company itself and their lawyers. Terms of following has nothing. It literally is just you creating a little statement that says, hey, if you do this, then you agree. No, it doesn't. It's not legally binding. There's absolutely nothing legally binding about saying, well, if you click on this, then you agree to this. No, it doesn't. There's no proof that they clicked on it. There's no paper trail. There's nothing. So no, that would not do it. Now, the other problem with this issue is what would happen to Twitch if people can't create an account to follow a streamer they like? What happens to Twitch when people are told they're not allowed to follow the people they want to until they've had a Twitch account for 2 weeks or a month or 6 months or a year or 2 years? Well, it means people stop signing up for Twitch accounts and stop watching Twitch, because the way that Twitch gets people to come back is you follow someone and notifications are automatically turned on, meaning you get emails sent to you telling you that these streamers are online, and that encourages you to come back. If you can't follow people, you can't get notifications. Twitch doesn't get people coming back. This idea that, well, I'm going to stop people that haven't had an account for longer than 6 months or something like that, it literally would be shooting yourself in the foot, because you would see all of your growth stop instantly, because nobody wants. Twitch is built on communication. Nobody wants to watch you if they can't communicate with you. That would shoot Twitch in the foot, and it would shoot themselves in the foot. They don't care. They don't understand. When a user is banned, they should not be able to create or log into another account and follow again. How are you going to stop people from making multiple accounts? Well, how are you going to do it? Well, we'll log their IP addresses. They can fake them. We'll put a virus on their computer. That's illegal. There's no way to stop people from creating multiple accounts. We'll link it to their email. They can create a new email account. Email accounts are super, super easy. Well, you partner with Google? No. Doesn't work that way. You can't. Subpoint. Nor should they be able to send messages to the streamer or the mods. That technically could be explored, because that actually is an interesting thing. No one I have banned has ever sent me a message, so I didn't know this was possible, that banning them doesn't also block them from messaging you. However, I have been timed out in channels, and I don't think I've been banned, but I know people who have been banned by accident, and completely cutting them off from communication would effectively mean these people can no longer watch their favorite streamer simply because a mod misclicked or a mod went on a power trip, which I have seen. And I've seen people get removed from modding because they started banning people they just didn't like. So, no, massively stupid idea to completely cut them off. However, I think there's some merit to that in the idea of you should be able to block someone from messaging you in some way. I don't believe it should be linked to banning. I believe it should be something in the messaging system itself where you physically have to open up their message and ban them that way. Does that mean that it's still able to be abused? Yes, everything can be abused. Go on. The final one is the best, though. Nor should they be able to continue watching the stream. Not possible. What are you going to do? Make it so that all streams are followers only? They do have a thing where you can have sub-only streams. You want to know why most streamers don't do sub-only streams? Even though if you limit chat to sub-only, hate raids can't happen. Because sub-only to chat, all these bots would have to pay a minimum of $5 a piece to spam your chat. Turning it into sub-only chat mode means they can't speak. So if all streamers always streamed in sub-only chat mode, this wouldn't be an issue. You want to know why nobody does that? Because you would cut off a massive portion of your audience. And Twitch knows this. Not only that, you don't have to log into Twitch to see streams. That's how Twitch gets new users, is people can click on a link, see, oh, I've never seen Twitch before, and then they can log in, they can create an account, and then they can follow their new favorite streamer. If you make it so that the only way you can watch to Twitch streams is if you already have a Twitch account, that, if you are banned, instantly blocks you out of a chat, of being able to watch the stream. That would kill Twitch's business model. There's absolutely no way Twitch could survive if users could ban someone and stop them from ever watching the channel. It's not how the system works. Next one. Introduce universal slurs that are banned from Twitch. Currently, streamers have to enter in these slurs in the mod view for the channel. No, because the words that are unacceptable change every single day. You want to know how I know this? Because blind streaming was a thing and then it wasn't. Now, does that mean I don't agree with the idea that you really shouldn't be calling something a blind stream because there are people that actually cannot see? And it's kind of insulting to say, yeah, I'm a blind streamer. No, you're not. You can see perfectly well. You have no disability. You have no visual disability. No, I agree with that. Do I think we should be banning the use of words or making universal words lists? No. You want to know why? Because every time a word gets banned, a new one comes up. And that list would get so massive so quickly. And it would change depending on who was looking at it at the time. Universal banned word lists never end well. Show me a single time in history where they have successfully banned a word. Ever. I will sit back and hear, well, this is just on a. No, it's a massively stupid thing. The current system works the exact way it's supposed to. The reason they're upset about it is people have found ways to circumvent it by replacing words or letters with symbols. Like cash, where the S is a dollar sign, or using umlauts or accents and things like that. Most of the accents I know I learned in French, so they're called different things in different languages, but I know accent aigu, accent grave, and accent circonflexe. Um, all look like the letters you're trying to use, and there are just tons of other ways you can do this. I think it's Gregorian alphabet is what we use. Whatever alphabet English uses, and the Latin alphabet, I guess. The one that the vast majority of languages use is now. There are tons and tons of symbols that look like letters. It's super, super easy. And if you start using other languages, like if you take Korean, I'm actually not sure what they call the actual symbols in Korean. I know in Japanese, I think they're called kanji. You start taking Japanese symbols and things like that look very similar. A computer itself is not going to be able to tell that they look similar because the computer interprets that massively different. They have a completely different code in the computer. So this idea of this idea of you're always going to be able to catch people. No, they're always going to be able to find ways around it. It's just how it works. There's no way to do that. The system that's currently in place gets rid of a lot of the issues. If the system didn't exist, the issue would be much worse. Because it exists, it forces them to get creative. But they will always get creative. However, and this is something you learn when you deal with loss prevention, which is what they call preventing stealing in retail in general. If someone wants to take something, if someone wants to steal from you, they're going to. There's nothing you can do to stop a determined criminal. They're just, if they want to steal from you, they're going to. The entire purpose of loss prevention is to make the effort necessary to steal it not worth the payoff. That's all it is. And that's what the system currently is if you put effort into it, the whole point of it is to just make the effort not worth it for them to do something stupid. This system already exists, and I don't see it really getting better. Next one. Implement a better means to communicate feedback to report these incidents to Twitch. It's not happening. You want to know why? Because people abuse the reporting system. So if they develop more robust tools, they are already flooded with requests and incident reports and the things like that. They don't look at the vast majority of them because they get so many. In order to deal with more, they have to hire more people and they have to train more people. All of that costs money. It's also a soul-crushing job that no one wants to do. So there's a massively high turnover rate, which means they have to hire more people, which have to require more training. The only thing that could come from, quote unquote, implement a better mean, do better, would be them massively hiring a bunch of people for minimum wage, which we've already talked about is an evil, horrible thing, and not training them at all, which would make their usefulness about zero. Training takes time. I know, I'm a trainer. That is a completely wasted thing. Again, it's just do better. Do better means nothing. All it means is I'm stupid and I'm ignorant. Thank you. Next. Implement ability for moderators to accept deny raids in a mod panel. This one is another one that I think is interesting, and I think might have some merit, and I also think will never happen. Because the entire... people think raids are this benefit for streamers. They're not. Raids are a benefit for Twitch, because what it does is it takes people that when their favorite streamer stopped their stream, they would stop watching Twitch, and therefore Twitch would stop making money off of them. Raids keep them on. Now, you bleed a bunch of people when you raid. So it doesn't have a 100% retention rate, but it does have a retention rate. So Twitch wants raids to be as easy as possible. Twitch wants people using raids all the time because it makes them more money. It also happens to make streamers more money as well. If they were to put in a barrier to raiding to make it more difficult, might it stop these? It's theoretically possible, but it might also impact the good that raiding is doing. And it might hurt Twitch's bottom line, which is what they're going to care about. And what it will hurt before it hurts Twitch is it will hurt streamers. Because what happens when you try to raid someone and they don't accept it? Do all of your followers just sit there? Do you get told your raid was rejected, and therefore all of your audience now knows that this is a bad person that doesn't like the streamer that you just followed? Do all of them just get kicked back to the front page, meaning they still know, because they knew who they were raiding, they still know the bad person that doesn't like their favorite streamer? And what happens if the reason that you rejected the raid was that you didn't have any mods available to accept it and it timed out? Or what if a mod accidentally hit deny instead of accept because they're small buttons? Or just hit the wrong one? You have just created a flame war between two streamers that used to be friends. No, it's... The reason I say I think this has some merit is because I think this could be an interesting idea. The way it's talked about here, this is a Band-Aid trying to fix a dam bursting. It's a massively stupid thing to just go, just let us accept deny. No. If you want this to be a real thing, you need to do actual testing. You need to find a test market for it. You need to get feedback on it. You need to have people that actually understand the coding behind Twitch to figure out how it would actually be coded, if it's even possible with how the code is currently written. None of this has been investigated. It's just make this happen. Massively stupid. Finally, allow streamers to set the account age to allow people to chat on channel. They do have a feature where you can have follower-only chat. I don't believe it's universal yet. It might be, I don't know. It's been around for a little while. But they do have a feature that allows you to set follower-only chat. And they have another feature built into that allows you to have follow-only chat, and you have to have followed for so long. That is literally the exact same thing here, except now it will just reject people that have young accounts. I know people that have access to this follow-only chat that don't use it. Why? Because it stops new people from joining your channel. I have a lot of channels that I will go and I will watch for a while, and I won't follow them until after I have chatted with them. I'll come in the chat and I'll say some things, and if I like the group, then I'll follow. This makes you have to make a commitment to this group of following it before you're even allowed to interact with them. Creates a barrier to entry, and it loses things. If this becomes just a standard thing where any channel is required you're required to have a Twitch account for a week before you're allowed to chat, people just won't sign up for new Twitch accounts. You will shoot yourself in the foot. This is the exact same problem with the allow streamers to customize criteria on how long a follower's account has been created in order to follow. Yeah, no, this whole age thing doesn't work, because again, the people that want to get around it will super easy. And the people it's going to hurt are the people that you want to start watching, the people that don't have Twitch channels that will get Twitch channels just to watch you. Yes, this has been a very, very long video, and I've been very angry because I'm just so sick and fucking tired of all this fashionism, activism that's fashionable. You're doing this for publicity stunt, and I'm done with this shit. Because you want to know what would really, really help this situation, which does need to be addressed. You want to know what would really help? Get people like Critical Bard and people bigger than Critical Bard, because as much as they are, again, I don't know. I can actually look up their I can actually look up he. All right, so they use both. So Critical Bard, I can look up their pronouns, which is cool. Critical Bard is not a big user. They're fairly well known in the Critters community because that's where they got big. But they're relatively small to the Twitch user. What needs to happen is larger creators, probably started with Critical Bard and then getting just bigger Twitch creators in general, need to get together and contact Twitch and go, hey, there's a problem with your platform and we want to help you solve it. Can we set up a time to talk on a Zoom call or a phone call, whatever you want, with your security team to tell them the issues that we have and talk with them to see if we can come up with some solutions. Because demanding things when you don't understand the processes that the other side has to go through is a completely wasted effort. And all it does is say, I'm stupid and I'm ignorant. You want to fix this? Don't do this a day off Twitch. If you don't do what we want, we're going to take all your money away, except we're not, because we don't understand how to organize a good group. No, what you need to do is you need to get big creators. I'm not talking about people with 1,000 followers. I'm not talking about people that just got partnered yesterday and I'm throwing a huge subathon. I'm talking about people that are number one in their category on a regular basis. Need to get together as a group and contact Twitch and say, hey, listen, we are a big group that represent a large amount of users. We want to be a part of the solution. So let's set up a time where we can talk with your security guys and we can come up with solutions. Because guess what, guys? Streamers can't fix this because they don't know the tech behind how Twitch works. Security dudes can't fix this. You want to know why? Because they don't know what the streamers are dealing with. We need a group of people together to do this. And until somebody stops going, well, I'm going to tell you what to do and you're going to do it because I have all the power. Until somebody gets their head out of their ass long enough to realize that the only way true change happens is when you sit down and discuss with all parties involved a way to fix things, nothing's going to change, and it's just going to get easier. Because all stuff like this does is divide us up into more and more tiny groups. And then the people that are doing the bad things, these trolls, these harassers, these horrible human beings for what they're doing, they just get more powerful because while we're fighting amongst each other, they get to perfect what they're doing. The reason they've gotten better at what they're doing is because no one has stopped them. You know why no one has stopped them? Because we're busy fighting each other over fashion and popularity. And it's just stupid. So, I am going to stream on September the 1st. You want to know why? Because this is stupid. And if people attack me, I may stop streaming. I may cut off all communication whatsoever. I am in such a bad place mentally right now. I don't know what I will do. but I'm so tired of living in fear. I'm agoraphobic. No. My whole list of bullshit wrong with me. I have major depressive disorder, chronic. Generalized anxiety disorder, chronic. Panic disorder with agoraphobia. Social anxiety disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And conversion disorder. I also have a degenerative hip condition that leaves me in immense pain most of the time. And I am completely unmedicated for any of them because I have a hypersensitivity to serotonin syndrome. And I should be dead right now because a doctor didn't believe me when I told them. And they put me on drugs that should have killed me. I'm not okay. I live in fear constantly. My life is ruled by fear. And I'm not going to let the one tiny thing that makes me feel connected to other people when I can't leave my goddamn room be taken away for fashion. So I'm going to stream September 1st. Now, I cannot guarantee anyone's going to join me. You know why? Because they have their own minds, and they may feel very strongly about this. And I'm not going to attack them if my players decide that they don't want to be involved in this. Whether it's because they believe in the A Day Off Twitch movement, whether it's because they don't want to be targeted, it doesn't matter their reason. If they don't want to be a part of the stream on the 1st, that's their choice, and I'm going to let them make it. But I'm not going to let other people make it for me, especially since this is a massively stupid, bogus, bullshit move that will do nothing but make things worse. So, do I support Twitch Do Better? No. Twitch Do Better is, hey Twitch, I'm stupid and ignorant. Do I support A Day Off Twitch? No, because it's not a thing. If they really wanted to do something like this, it takes months to plan a boycott. It does. Sometimes over a year to plan an effective boycott. This is not something you do in less than a week. And even if it could be done in less than a week, or technically a little over a week, they're not doing it right. They're not calling people. They're not talking to people. They're not doing anything but hashtag A Day Off Twitch. Respect. So no, it's not a thing. I'm not going to support this fashion activism. By the way, if someone can come up with a really good way to combine fashion and activism, I would love a single word, like hacktivism, only for fashion. Because it would be so useful to be able to say that, because that's what this is. And it's stupid, and I'm tired of being told what I'm supposed to be afraid of, and I'm tired of having things taken away from me over and over and over and over and over again, because other people are scared of it. So I'm going to stream on the 1st. No idea what I'm streaming. I might stream my game. I might stream me just looking at a camera. And I might not stream. Again, my mental health is so bad, I cancel streams on a fairly regular basis now. I hate that. I hate that my players can't count on my streams being up because my mental health is so insanely bad that I sometimes have to choose between trying to stream and doing something very, very bad that I can't say on Twitter. Or that I can't say it on Twitter either, but I can't say it on YouTube. That's how bad my mental health is. So my goal right now is I'm going to stream on the 1st. And if I have players, I do. And if I don't, I'll find something else to stream. And if my mental state gets so bad by then that I can't, then understand this is me saying right now, I do not support Twitch Do Better, because Twitch Do Better means Twitch, I'm stupid and ignorant. And I do not support A Day Off Twitch because it's not a thing. It is a fashion statement that will have a negative effect on the change they're trying to make. What I do support is if anyone with a large following needs help figuring out what to say to Twitch, how to organize a group of large enough people, or just what wording to use, or how to be able to communicate with people you just don't understand, that I'm 100% in support of. And Critical Bard, if you're watching this, anyone bigger that actually wants to make real change, if you want to make real change, and this is limited to Twitch partners that have a very, very large audience, message me on Twitter. My DMs are open. I'll let you know my email address. We'll get in contact. I'll sit in on the call if you need someone to moderate. That's what I do, and I am fantastic at it. You want to make real change? I want to be a part of that. Again, my mental health is really, really bad. So I will do what I can, which may not be a lot, but whatever it is I can do, I will help with. But this whole Twitch do better, fuck off. A day off Twitch, screw you. It's bullshit. And I'm tired of people telling me what I have to be afraid of. My brain does that enough. That's all for me today. See you guys next time.